I am a 6-time pro world champion with 2 belts from Glory, 2 belts from Bellator, but it might surprise you to know that I would still love to walk around with a weapon to defend myself. What would the weapon of my choosing be? We're gonna touch on that right now. Look, I just did an episode the other day talking about how I don't love Muay Thai for self-defense. I went on to explain things like throwing lots of round kicks at a high level is going to make you compromise for takedowns, and that's something that we want to avoid. Still a great martial art, no doubt. But going, oh, okay, this is the sole one that we should focus on and think we're going to be able to defend ourselves against everybody on the street plus multiple attackers, it's a little naive. And I recognize that even though one-on-one in the gym, 9 out of 10 guys, 99 out of 100 guys, probably even with a weight class differential, I'm still gonna be okay. As soon as we step onto the street, all bets are off. I don't know what this person's gonna do in terms of biting, eye clawing, sucker punching me when I turn away. I don't know so many elements of what they're bringing, including weapons. So me wanting something extra to defend myself really should not surprise you guys. Plus, let's just be real, I've never even been in a real street fight. So to have that idea, like, yeah, I could just go in there and boom, hit people and they're just gonna go down, maybe, maybe not. I don't have the experience to tell you that. But I do like the idea of having something. So I gathered all the weapons that I have around my house, not all of them, but 6 of them. And we're gonna touch on which one is my favorite, which ones would be practical, impractical, and basically what I would walk outside with, what I have walked outside with, especially when I'm in other countries, to keep myself and my girlfriend safe. But look, in spite of everything I've said, confidence from fight sports goes so far. I do not walk out on the street and I'm fearful. I'm not going, oh, if somebody comes to try and get in a fight, I'm gonna be in trouble. The confidence goes so far. And I think that's a good thing because, you know, having confidence gives you a bit of an edge against people. They come and try to say something, you exude that confidence and they generally back down. Not being a jerk, but they just back down. Right? If you're looking to up your striking skills right now, you want to start building that confidence, but being in the gym is not doing it for you. Maybe you don't get enough time with your coach. Maybe you're struggling on some aspects. Right there, guys. Strike Ready. These are my courses. They're going to help you so much. I get messages daily, people saying, Gabriel, you have helped me so much with these videos, with these courses, and my skill level has just bumped dramatically. Head over to Strike Ready Combat where you can jump on my offense course, my defense course, or my takedown course. Now, let's move in to the weapons that I have in the house. Weapon number 1, which I'm sure so many people have. We're gonna throw weapon number 2 up here. So many people have in their home is a knife, right? We have kitchen knives, of course, and many people fall back on that if they don't have one of these little tactical knives. But something like this, depending where you are, and if it's the right size, actually can be carried around. I've never carried this around outside, and I don't know what the restrictions are within Canada, but under a certain size, I'm pretty sure you can still carry it around as long as it's visible. You don't see people generally do that, but I have spotted a couple people. Why is this one practical or impractical? Well, I like the size. Obviously, you don't even really notice it's there. It's not bulky. And if I do want to pull it out, it is relatively fast. I don't do this very often, so that's not fast enough, but it's relatively fast. Why do I not like this? Why am I not a fan of a blade? Well, number 1, if they get this blade off me and now they're going to use it, I don't like that situation to begin with. I don't want to be on the other end of a knife. In all honesty, if I'm on the other end of a knife, I'm probably running. Unless I have somebody else with me that I have to defend, I'm probably full on running. And I'm like, yeah, now my road work is gonna pay off. That's the first reason I don't like it. Second reason, even if they don't get it off me, I don't really want to stab somebody. I don't want to stab somebody at all. So pulling out something like this, I think only leads to bad things. Only bad things, and I want to avoid that. So, well, practical in terms of, yes, it's easy to carry. impractical for what I actually want to achieve when defending myself. I don't want to whip it out and be like, oh, you don't want to mess with me, because I feel that just escalates it to a whole other level. We just don't want to go there. Number 2, bear spray, or dog spray, I suppose, because this was pointed out to me from my dad that this is illegal. You cannot walk around with this. He has this because he's up north sometimes, helicopter pilot, and yeah, you can get sprayed. You can spray a bear up there. Down here, no, it's not going to go well. I don't know what the rule is if somebody breaks into your home, but in terms of this being a weapon that I would actually choose to use, yes, I do like it. We're not causing permanent damage on somebody. It shoots something like 40 feet. So once I pull this off and I pull the trigger, I can have them so far away from me. Unlike a knife, I don't know how they're taking this off me. There's no way. I'm like 20 feet away. I'm like, you come a step closer, you're getting sprayed. You're clear. But first of all, you're not allowed to walk around with this. And second of all, how would I? I'm not going to walk around like that all the time. And if I have a little can of dog spray, I suppose that's better, but it's still not top on my list. And it's not something that I would definitely ever walk around thinking I'm going to need to use it tonight. Now, bear in mind, I just said tonight, and that got me thinking, do you ever need a weapon when you're out during the day? Are you ever going to go, oh, you know, it's Saturday at 3 p.m. and things are sketchy outside. Maybe I should take something to defend myself. No, this is all nighttime stuff. That's when we have that concern. And if you're looking to avoid getting in a fight, as I have my whole life, except for, you know, the fights which have been set up and agreed to, you just don't go out late at night. Avoid it. Of course I do. All right, next one. At least practical in terms of, yeah, I'm going to walk down the road like this. That's not going to happen. But people get a kick out of the samurai sword. Obviously, if somebody breaks into my home, I'm not going to feel too bad about having this around, right? If they break into my home. But again, I don't really know how to use this. I've never had lots and lots of training on how to go about doing it, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But if somebody did break into my home and we're talking about a knife versus this, I'm going to take this. Maybe that's just naive, but samurai sword, this thing is sharp, right? I can actually shave my fingernails with this. I got this for my black belt, actually, years and years ago, probably like 25 years ago. I just wanted to pull it out because people love seeing the samurai swords. Next up, put that down here. We're saving the best for last, by the way. The one that I would actually use. Next up, a roll of quarters. This one here is probably, well, it's the most legal, right? A roll of quarters in your pocket. It's not that big, it's not that bulky. Nobody's gonna say anything about it. But if you did have to pull it out and get into a stance, what you know from here is this hand is not gonna get as damaged as it might. If I start hucking full punches, this is gonna help protect me. But we're fully reliant here on striking skills. 100% reliant. Not using anything else except I have to be able to hit this person. So while I like this, it is fully on me to be able to do something with this. There's no massive advantage, again, aside from the fact when I hit, I'm gonna be able to hit a little harder because I'm not gonna worry about breaking my hand in the process. And that is something, if you don't know it, is gonna be very common about putting that fist with no wraps, with no gloves against somebody's head. You might break your own hand. Next up, nunchucks. I have not used the nunchuck in, I think I pulled these out for the first time in 4 years. Look at that. I still got a little bit there, a little bit of skills. Yeah, but not as good as I used to be. Try this one here, the rotation around. Look at that, my gosh. First time in, I think, 5 years, legitimately, since I moved, that I've had these out. I don't even know if, like foam ones, yes, they're allowed. Real ones, I don't think they're allowed in Canada. You can create so much power. I didn't believe that a long time ago, but when you actually think about like holding it here and whipping, that would be so hard. And it would be so dangerous. But again, I'm not walking around with a weapon a Japanese weapon, samurai sword, nunchucks. I'm not walking around with one of these because you're gonna get in so much trouble. Plus, again, I don't know how to use it. Just like I don't know how to use a samurai sword, I don't know how to use these properly. You might as well just give me a stick and say, go for it. I feel like these with the nunchucks, aside from the fact that, yeah, okay, I have a little bit control, a little bit of knowledge, I feel like I'm more likely to hurt myself than hurt the other person. Yeah, I have a couple little fancy tricks there and stuff, and I can do this, but in terms of actually striking somebody, no, it's not gonna go well for me. So let's move in to the tool that was actually recommended to me by Icy Mike, and he gifted this to me. It's very similar to the roller quarters, which I love in terms of protecting my hand, because that has always been a concern for me. I go, what happens as somebody with striking skills if I have to defend myself and I naturally hit them the way I always do, and then I break my hand and I can't fight? Oh my gosh, that would bum me out so much. I can't train. I love training. So having this is great. But in addition, imagine if I'm doing that and I have this boom, boom in your eye. It's hard to tell how bright this is, maybe. I don't know. But it is so bright. It is so bright that one time I actually pointed it, I had somebody point it at me and it blinded me for a good 2 or 3 seconds, where I was like, oh, and I couldn't get my eyes back open. At that point, depending on the situation, I've either attacked you or more likely I'm gone. I took this on the last trip I did, just because I went, I don't know much about this country. It's not in the US, it's not in Canada. I don't know much about it. I will be walking around at nighttime. And this is just such an easy thing to just have right here. If something does go wrong, it's just a lift. Doesn't look like I'm doing anything. And then just that, boom. And in that time where I've done this, yes, I can keep this on them. They're not gonna be able to attack me well, and I can move forward and start my attack. Icy Mike recommended it. I love it. Take it with me. It is so powerful. I actually, one time, he must have hit it and it was in my bag and it burnt right through my bag. So this is something that, what is this one here? Olight, it's called. Autumn 2. I'm not putting any links or anything like that because I don't even know where he got this. Again, he gifted it to me. But this one, in terms of practicality of being able to blind your opponent, being able to hit, obviously this hand is still compromised, but I could put it in this hand, have this one up for defense, have this one here, and then start going. I love it. I think this would be my go-to, okay? It's illegal. I can take it anywhere. I don't have to worry about really hurting somebody, right? Once I do that and I'm going into my attack, I can dictate what needs to be done, as opposed to, oh, okay, you know what? I pull out some weapon and just even a small little poke is really gonna hurt them. Generally, I don't think I'm gonna wanna do that. So this lovely little flashlight with that blinding power, to me, is the #1 thing. And again, many of you are probably still going, but Gabriel, you are a pro fighter, one of the best strikers in the world, because you got glory belts. Yeah, but I don't wanna fight outside the ring. I never have. And I've been able to diffuse all situations by just talking to people. But what if in that one time, talking doesn't work? And this little guy here is able to keep me safe. I've always thought that no matter what happens and no matter how much somebody tries to push me, I'm just going to avoid the fight. I'll run away. I don't care. My ego doesn't care. I've done all I need to do. I've proven what I need to prove in terms of, yes, my skill set as a martial artist is high enough and I'm tough and I can defend myself. I know that. I don't want to fight on the street unless I have somebody I have to defend. If I have somebody I have to defend, then yes, I want an advantage, because my skills, yes, they're high. Your skills might be high, but you still might want that advantage, especially if you have multiple people to deal with. This is the go-to for me. Going to continue taking it with me on trips when I go anywhere, especially if there's somebody with me. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, train hard, stay safe, and I will see you back here soon for another video.